Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Apologies, it's been a while. We've had all sorts going on, but we are back. And even better, we're back with a new game. We are back with Marvel Crisis Protocol. I've really enjoyed painting these minis up. And I got into this, funnily enough, because of Grant, and I wanted something a little bit different to paint. And Battle Bunker's always got these on the shelf, right? And I was like, message Justin at Battle Bunker. I was like, Justin, I want a core set. I want this. And I picked like about 5 or 6 different character boxes along with the core box. And it's took us a little while to learn it because we've had so much going on. But me and Lucy have had a couple of games now. So this is our first ever battle report. So we're going to try and work out how to film it as we go along because there's a lot of pre-game stuff that you need to do. We're going to try and use the freestanding tripod because the table is so small. It's on a 3x3 instead of a 6x4 that a lot of you guys are probably used to. And you can get most of it in with just the tripod stood at the side of the table. Plenty of space. The game is really fun. Me and Lucy don't know the rules very well at all. And we can get through a game in less than 2 hours. And it's really fun. It's really fun, guys. It's really easy to get into. You only need a maximum of 10 models. The rules are free online from Atomic Mass Games. And the characters they're pretty cheap. It's about £40 for 2 characters. Obviously, Battle Bunker does them at discount as well. Or the core box is around £100. That's obviously the subject to discount as well. But honestly, I've seriously enjoyed painting these up. There is tons and tons of miniatures available, and there's even more coming out. Some of my favourites I'm looking forward to is Deadpool, Cabal, and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are also coming out very soon as well. So, if you've never watched a Marvel Crisis Protocol Battle Report before, if you are watching this because you guys normally watch us play Sigmar and 40k, please watch the video, guys. Let us know what you think. Let us know what characters you want to see. Do you enjoy the game? And seriously, let us know because this is something we would quite happily produce more content of. But without further ado, let's go and have a look at the table. I was going to say, let's have a look at the armies. There's 2 rosters. We'll go and have a look at them, and we'll have a look at the mission and stuff as well. Right, guys, so welcome back to the channel and to the first battle report of Marvel Crisis Protocol. There is a few things that you need to do pre-deployment and setup. One of which is determining the missions, and whoever has priority chooses one, the opposite person chooses another. We've done it off camera, but the missions that we've ended up getting is quite conveniently the ones that we've been practicing from the mission book that you get in the core set. So Riot sparks over Extremists, and you can control these objectives at the end of the turn for points. And then the other one is Struggle for the Cube Continues, which is these 5 objective markers. Each of the objectives is set up and it's referenced on the mission card, which deployment map, and you get these handy little cards in the core set for what goes where. So you can see that one was for the cube, and then it was D for the Extremists. So of course we have already put the terrain out. The terrain has different heights, which looks at the height values of the characters depending on who can pick them up or if you take damage when you smash into them. So the lampposts are all height 1, the dumpsters and the 2 cars will be height 2, the Daily Bugle, I'm going to turn it this way just for the camera, is height 3, but the truck is height 4, which means it's going to be probably only Hulk, I think, can throw that around.
Ultron should be.
Ultron can do 3. Ultron can do 3.
In reality, like, most of them could in real life pick a truck up.
Absolutely. So let's have a look at our rosters and who is being picked for today's missions. So here we go, guys. This is my roster of villains. Because this is our first game and the mission is 17 threat, I am literally just going to go straight with out of the box core set models. So I'm going to draft into my team Red Skull, Zemo, Crossbones, Ultron, and of course Doc Ock. So you should see these other 3 guys very soon, as well as a few others. But as for team cards, I've gone for Follow Me, Patch Up, Age of Ultron, Cosmic Invigoration, and Dark Reign for my 5. If you're used to 40k or Sigma, these are very much like your stratagems or triumphs. And this is Lucy's roster currently, with Avengers leading into Guardians eventually. But again, because we've been practicing with the core set, and the mission that we've ended up picking is threat value 17, you're going to take the original 5 from the core set.
I am.
And she has chosen for her team cards Med Pack, Avengers Assemble, Ricochet Blast, Mission Objective, and Disarm. So for anybody new to Marvel Crisis Protocol, these are the symbols on the dice, and it depends on what you're doing as to what counts as a success or a fail. Skulls or a fail can never be re-rolled. Blanks can be re-rolled. In fact, anything else can be re-rolled, but sometimes blanks will count depending on characters. This is a wild. This normally gives extra effects.
It does count as a successful roll.
Yep.
As well.
This is a crit. This counts as a successful roll, but it also allows you to roll 1 additional dice. If you re-roll any dice to a crit, that does not give you an extra dice on top. This counts as a successful hit, but if you are defending, it will be a fail. And this counts as a successful defend if you're defending, but if you're attacking, it counts as a fail. So the person who gets priority is whoever rolls the most hits, crits, and wilds for the purposes of determining who goes first, and that was me pre-game. As a result of that, I get to make the first move. So first up is the power phase. Now, this is the beginning of the turn, very much like the command phase, but it's for both of us. The entire game is you go, I go, you go, I go for the turn. So obviously if Lucy runs out of characters, I would then keep going until the end.
But it is never a double turn.
Nope. There is some things that can cause it, but not very many. So normally you would put a power token on each of your cards. We're actually using D10s because otherwise we end up with 10 tokens, or up to 10 tokens on each of the characters. So it's just easier for us to use some D10s. So everyone gains 1 power at the start. Great. I will activate first, and I think I'm going to go with Red Skull. I am going to use one of his first actions called Cosmic Cube. This character gains 3 power, roll 5 dice, and for each skull rolled, I suffer 1 damage.
You love this, don't you?
I do, because I didn't take any there. So Skull actually goes up to 4 power as a result of that. And do you know what? I think I'm just going to do that again for the minute.
Go on, 3 skulls.
None. Ooh. So he's gone straight up to 7 power, as he should, because technically that is an Infinity Stone. It's not, but it is. And that is my activation. You get to make 2 actions per turn, and then per character, and then you pass over to the other person.
Okay, so my first activation is going to be Black Widow. She actually moves a large, so you get 3 movements: small, medium, and large. Each character, it has a small, medium, or a large movement. So I'm going to move. First, it's going to be over there.
You can't quite see it, but there is an objective token behind there.
And I'm going to spend her 1 command point to pick that up.
Power.
1 power, sorry. And so then...
That's one of her activations.
Yep, picking something up does not cost an activation, but does cost a power. And she is going to... Yeah, she's just going to plonk there. And that's my turn.
And we will place one of the little ticky tokens next to her to show that she's done. I didn't mention it last turn, but I have put one on Red Skull. So the reason Lucy has moved on to the Extremist token is because you have to have more healthy characters than your opponent there to secure it the next turn, at the end of the turn.
Yeah, and from where I'm standing, I cannot see that, but I doubt I would have reached it anyway, and I didn't have the power to pick it up.
No.
So I'm hoping she can hold back, because she's quite defensive, and you've got to be within range to attack.
Now, I'm going to go with Crossbones here next. Now, he does only move small, which isn't great. However, even if I move Ultron, as much as I might have been able to target Natasha, she has a rule where I can't target her unless I'm within 3. And I couldn't get onto the objective, and I just think it would be a little bit of a waste of Ultron at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to double move with Crossbones. And obviously I'm not going to go the full distance, I will go to there. And then I'll spend me 1 power that he's got to pick up the cube. And place an activated token next to him.
Right, I'm next going to go with Spiderman. He's one of 2 that have a large movement, so he's great for running up and grabbing things. So he moves a large. I'm going to spend his power to pick that up. Oh, now do I go for that or that?
But you can't pick up the one in the middle because you don't have the power yet.
But for next turn.
Do
you know what? He's going to go this way.
Yep.
He's not going to go his full, just enough to grab that. And that is turn for me.
So next up for me, I'm going to use Doc to move medium. What's the range of his attacks? He does have an attack that is range 3, so it depends on whether or not I can hit Spidey from where I want to move.
No.
Nowhere. So, I'm just going to move him forward onto that objective. In fact, no, because I need 3 power to throw. That's it. I'll just do the 1, and then I will pass for my second activation on Doc.
Okay, this is going to be quick for me. All I'm doing is Cap is going to move there. You've got to be within 1 inch of an objective. Wait, that's that side. So yep, and that's all. No, he's not. He's going to do a second movement.
Okay.
No, he's not.
No?
Makes no difference, actually. I'd get him.
You could get the point for it if you went there.
Yeah, he's within 1 inch of it, and he's just slightly further forward from my plan for next round.
Okay. Next up for me, I'm going to go with Baron Zemo.
He is brutal.
He is when he's got the power. He's quite power hungry. So I'm going to go there, pick up the cube for me 1 power. And his normal strike is only range 2, so I'm not within range of Spidey, and I don't have the power to actually do me steel rush attack. So I'll pass with my second activation for him.
Up next for me, Iron Man. He only moves small. He can fly, and he only moves a medium. Sorry,
right,
medium, yeah. So, activation first. Second, and I'm going to spend the power to pick it up. I am very low on power, but I get points.
Turn 1 is always like this though, and then because you gain power as you take damage from enemy attacks.
Yeah.
So you'll find that in turn 2, we're probably going to get a lot more power.
Yeah, exactly.
And with that, that is I've still got 1 more character. I forgot about that. So here we go. This is the first time I've done this. So I'm going to make sure I get it right. So Ultron is going to move medium. Okay. To there. Now, this isn't an action. This is just one of his generic superpowers, which I don't have the power for. So, yeah, Ultron will move there. He does have a range 3 attack, but it's 3 power. His normal attack is range 2. He does actually have Energy Blast, which is range 4 and does not cost any power. So I am going to attack Tony with it.
Yeah.
So we'll move over the dice tray. So Ultron's Energy Blast is range 4, so I'm within range. I get 5 attacks and I generate power equal to the damage dealt. Now there's a couple of rules here that are probably not going to go in my favour for Tony. So I'm looking for crits, hits and wilds. So I get 1 hit and 1 wild. I can't re-roll any of them because I've got no rules. So Lucy now gets to defend. And because it's an energy attack, you roll against your energy defence.
Which is 3. And Tony is great and he reduces any wounds he takes by 1.
Yep. So she actually fails all of them. However, because I can't draw true line of sight straight to Tony and Daily Bugle is blocking him, she can change one of them to a defend.
Ew.
Yep. So she fails 2.
But I only reduce it by 1.
Because of Tony's rule.
1.
She takes 1 wound. As a result, she gains 1 power because it was an enemy attack. And Ultron gains 1 power because his rule for this attack says so.
Okay, so up next, last but not least, is Captain Marvel, who again is only a medium movement, yet she can fly.
But yeah, you can actually fly over the top of terrain that's too big.
Yeah.
So there is a small benefit to that.
She, for the minute, is going to go... Yeah.
And that is to defend that objective because next turn, if Lucy has 2 models there, I've got to get rid of one of them and get somebody else there as well.
And hope I don't do damage.
Yeah. So that is the end of turn 1 because everybody has activated. Now is the cleanup phase. So now we actually look at what points we've scored. So in the cleanup phase, Ultron doesn't have anything. He got a bit extra power. Crossbones does have 1 of the cubes, so I score 1 point for that. Zemo has 1, so I score 1 point for that. And looking at the table, I only control 1 of the Extremist objectives. So I score 1 point for that, putting my total at 3. Meanwhile, Lucy controls 1, 2, 3 of the Extremist tokens.
And Black Widow, Iron Man, and Spiderman have the Cosmic Cube. So that's 6.
So that is 6.
Together.
Yeah, 6-3 in favour of the Avengers versus the Cabal. Now, because Lucy had the last turn, or the last activation, I will go first on turn 2. But first, it is the power phase. Now, the power phase works slightly different this time because we've got a few extra effects. So, if you are running certain allegiances, sometimes you get allegiance abilities, and Red Skull's Master of Evil, if I do any damage, I generate 1 extra power. So Ultron actually has 4 now, because he was on 2, he would have been on 3. He's generated 1 extra. Everybody has generated 1 extra power this turn. However, the people that are actually carrying the cubes for this mission generate 1 extra power, but take a wound. Damage. Yeah. So, over to me. It is my first activation now. Right, so I am going to activate Red Skull first, and I'm actually going to play one of my team tactic cards. Is it this one? Nope. It's not a team tactic card, Lucy. It's Master of the Cube, which is one of his powers on his card.
Ultron.
Red Skull.
Awesome.
So it costs me 3 power, but if there is a character within range 4, I can move them up to range 2.
Ooh.
There we go. So I think I've done that correct. It does say choose this character or another allied character within range 4 of this character and place it within 2 of its current position.
Yep.
So there we go. I will also then, that wasn't an activation, that is a superpower. So 1 activation will be to move.
Yeah.
And then the other activation is going to be, do I do Cosmic Blast or do I do Unleash the Cube? Let's go Unleash the Cube on Spidey. It costs me 4 power, but I do get to make 7 attacks with it.
And is this energy or physical?
It's energy. Right, so 7 attacks in total. So I get 3 wilds and 2 hits. I'm not within range of Zemo to give me a free reroll, but there we go. So I get 2 hits and 3 wilds, Lucy.
Yep. Now, Spidey has 3 defense rolls against energy, but any defense rolls he makes against physical or energy, he can, or making a dodge roll, it may re-roll 2 of its defense or dodge rolls. So let's hope for lots of wilds. No, crits. So
you get a crit.
I can re-roll.
You could, well, that's a success, so you can re-roll that one anyway.
It was a skull, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you can't.
Can't re-roll.
But
I do get the crits.
Yep. So you blocked 3. I did 5 in total.
So I take
2 damage, and you gain 2 power for that. So, because I rolled wilds, I can push Spidey. I'm just actually looking. I'm just looking right because I rolled some wilds. Okay. It stuns everybody.
Yeah.
Within 1 inch of within range 1 of the target, which would mean Zemo as well, right? But here's the thing: it says after I've resolved the attack, everybody within range 1, so I can move them small because that happens first. So it says, if this attack deals damage after it is resolved, this character may throw the target small. After this attack is resolved, the target character and characters within range 1 of the target character gain the stun special condition. This character is not affected by reality warp. So I will push you small, but not all of it.
Just enough.
Just enough.
You don't get caught by the stun.
So I don't get caught by the stun, but I'm still within range 2 to do my strikes.
Okay.
So sorry if that was a bit confusing. That was a lot to take in because I've not rolled that many wilds and stuff. So that is Red Skull now activated. Over to Lucy.
Okay, so I have to sort of go with Spidey now. So his first attack activation I'm going to do is Impact Webbing, and it's free to play, no points needed. So it says, after this attack is resolved, this character gains 1 power, and if I roll a wild, I can push the target, if it's size 2 or less, before the damage is dealt, I can push it away small.
So you're hoping to push Zemo away from me?
Yes. Impact Webbing has 4 attacks. So that is
1 hit.
Yeah.
So my physical defense on Zemo is 3, and I get 1 free reroll. So I'll reroll that. So I do actually get 2. I could get a 3rd, but it's pointless because Lucy only got.
Yeah. So because I didn't roll a wild, I can't push him back, which is what I wanted, which is very disappointing. But next, I'm gonna use Taser Web, which is normally cost you 2 powers, but because Cap is the leader and I'm one of the Avengers, the first time I use a superpower for every character in every turn, it only costs 1.
Costs 1 less.
It costs 1 less. Sorry, yes. So it only costs me 1, so I'm down to 4 with Spidey, and I get 6 attacks with this.
So you get
4.
Yep. And was it energy?
Yes, and if I deals 1 or more damage, you gain the stun keyword.
I can reroll 1. How many did you get in total?
4.
I can't roll a crit because that was my reroll, so you do 2 damage.
Yep.
Which means I take 2 damage and I gain 2 power, and I'm stunned.
Well, that was a bit disappointing. So when we had a practice game the other day, not only did I do a lot more damage, I actually managed to push him right away, so he had to use an activation to move back, which was very useful for me. Anyway, back to you. Are you going with Zemo?
I'm going to go with Zemo because if I don't, Iron Man's going to come and knock him out.
Hopefully.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with Zemo next. He's just going to use his normal attack, Sword Strike, but I'm going to use Master Swordsman, which allows me to reroll any of the dice. Right. Zemo, 5 attacks. I can reroll any of them. Do I want to reroll them though? That's the problem. So I do get 3 hits.
Yeah, his Spider only has 3 defense, but he can reroll 2. Remember, you can never reroll a skull.
Don't need to.
Don't need to. I don't really...
You would get an extra dice for the
need
crit,
it though,
but she doesn't need it.
Whoa!
I will spend my next 2 power to go Master Swordsman again. There we go. That's why I'll reroll that.
Ouch. Oh.
3 hits and 2 wilds.
Here we go.
So you can reroll 2.
So them 2 will have to be.
So you take 4 damage in total.
And that knocks Spidey out.
It would also put the bleed condition on him because I rolled the wild. However, because he's got no wounds left now or no stamina left, it's pointless putting the bleed action on because as soon as you flip over, it's removed. So,
yeah.
Yay. So that was a total of 4 damage I just did.
Yeah.
No, because how many wounds did you have?
I had 3.
And what's his total stamina? 5.
Yeah.
So I only actually do 2, which means I generate 2 power back because I used all 4. But because I'm Cabal, I get an extra 1. Problem is, I'm stunned.
Yeah.
So, just moving the camera over here, because I am stunned, I only actually generate 1 power from the attack instead of the 2 wounds that I did.
So do I, so I'm only back up to 5 because I'm stunned.
And as a result of that, the Cabal one does give me a single one because it's a different ability. So I do go back up to 2 power.
And I drop my cube.
Yes, and I get to place it within range 2. So unsurprisingly, Zemo, well, I have 2 power, Lucy.
And you've only used 1 activation. No, you haven't. Oh yes,
it's an interaction is different. So I'm going to spend
me.
1 power to now pick that up. And that is the end of Zemo. I'm going to do 1 more interaction before we move on. I'm going to interact with the Extremist Console. This allows everybody within range 1 to heal a wound. Each character suffers 1 damage. Remove 1 wound from non-dazed characters within 2. So I'll save myself a wound, but it did cost me the last of my power.
I am within 2, but I am dazed.
So therefore you can't.
I can only do 1. Right, so I'm going to go Iron Man next to try and deal with Zemo. I didn't really want to do this. I wanted to try and shoot Ult 1 first and then move, but...
The problem is Zemo's worth 3 points if she doesn't get rid of him.
Yeah, and I know the damage he can do. So, first up, Home and Rockets. It normally costs 2, but it only costs me 1 because it's the first time I'm using it. It's 5 attacks and it is physical.
5 attacks to Zemo then. Okay.
Ooh.
2 hits, but they are crits, so you get an extra 2 attacks.
Yep.
So you get 3 in total.
Together.
Is it physical, did you say?
Yes.
So I've got 3 defense.
Oh.
I can reroll 1. So
Takes
2 damage. Thank God I spent that power to heal because that would have dazed me.
Yep. Well, it's coming to you.
And because I'm stunned, I only generate 1 power from that instead of the 2 that I would normally have taken.
Yeah. And this time I think I'm gonna go with Repulsor Blaster.
Okay.
Because I can push you away a little bit. It's 4, so absolutely within range. And not only can I push you away if I roll a wild, I can hopefully gain a power back.
Okay.
So 4 attacks. This is energy. 1 wild.
I've got 3 defense and I can re-roll 1.
I can push you away at least.
I roll 2 wilds, you do no damage.
Yep, but I will. Oh, drat.
Do you have to do the damage to push him away?
No, just roll the wild. Oh no. Yeah, just roll the wild. That is heartbreaking. Oh.
You only needed to do the 1 wound, but you did knock him off the objective.
Yeah, which is useful. Now I need to try and catch up though and make him drop his
2 cubes. Well, he's gonna drop them at the start of the next turn. because I'm going to take 2
Yes,
damage.
that is true.
So, back to my activation.
Because of that abysmal attack from me, I am going to use one of the tactic cards, and it's Avengers.
Avengers Assemble.
Yeah, that's the name of the card. So, any number of allied Avengers characters may spend 1 power to play this card. Characters that spend the power advance a small. I need him over there. It would take a double move next turn to get him close, but then I can't do anything. So, spending this gets me closer.
So you only need a single move.
And that means I can attack next turn if he's alive.
Right, so I'm going to go with Ultron, and I'm going to use Kinetic Field Generator. Choose an interactive terrain feature size 3 or less within range 3, and throw it medium.
Wonderful. Uh-huh.
So,
You're going to squish Iron Man.
it costs me 3 power, so it drops me to 1. Right, so this is the first time I've thrown a piece of terrain. Basically, I move at medium, so I'm going to throw it straight into Iron Man. Mm-hmm. And then it's removed because it's destroyed.
Get some wobble out.
So, you suffer damage equal to the size of the terrain feature thrown plus 1. The bugle was size 3, so you suffer 4 damage. So it's as if I've rolled 4 successful hits. Lucy now has to defend.
And then I reduce the damage by 1.
Yes, on top of this. So she gets 1 successful defense, so you would suffer 4 damage. Because 4 damage, you block 1, so it's 3. Iron Man reduces damage by 1, so you take 2 more damage. So, now there's a nice clear space there in the middle, Lucy. I might just roll me attack dice here. I'm going to use Energy Blast. It gets me 5 attacks. It is range 4. Conveniently, you're still within range 4. So, I do gain energy equal to the damage dealt. So, I get 1 hit, 1 crit. There's for the crit. So, I get 3 hits in total. What is Tony's energy defense?
It is 3.
1 crit, so you get to make an extra 1.
So take 2.
2 reduced to 1 because of Tony.
Oh, that puts him over.
Is that his full 5 damage?
It is.
So Tony becomes dazed. Is he carrying anything?
Yep.
Oh, what's he carrying? So within range 2. And that was only Ultron's first activation.
Of course it is.
So now that he has a medium move, I'm going to go to there. And I'll spend my last power. In fact, no, sorry. How many damage did I do to Tony there? Just the 1. So I would gain 1 power for that. And because I'm Cabal, I gain an additional power for that. So 3. I will now spend 1 to interact with the cube and pick it up.
Yeah.
And that is Ultron done.
Okay, so I'm going to go over Carol next because she's got a lovely energy attack, rocket punch, and Crossbones rocket defense, energy defense is quite poor.
It is. It's only 2 dice.
And I get 7 attacks. Now it does cost 3 power. Carol only has 2, but because of cap, I reduce the amount by 1 because it's the first time I'm using it. It uses all my power, but for 7 attacks, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you get there? Wow, 2 hits.
Oh.
2 defense. So you do 2 damage.
So after this attack is resolved, the target character gains the stagger special condition, which means when you activate, you must spend 1 activation clearing the stagger.
Just as well, because when you damage me, I move small toward you. So we're going to go straight around the bend. There we go.
Well, that's very handy actually. Because strike is another of Carol's.
That's a physical one though, but don't forget he has a physical defense of 4.
Yeah. Oh, energy blast doesn't cost power.
No.
Anyway, Yeah, let's go with Energy Blast. So it's 4 attacks, and after this attack is resolved, the character gains 1 power, and this character may reroll any number of attack dice for this attack.
Great. So 4.
Yeah.
So you get, wow, so re-roll your blank.
Yeah.
Okay, and then add 1 for your crit.
Another blank, so
okay,
3.
fair enough. So 3, I only get defense of 2.
Oh.
And I actually get an extra, which is, so that's 1 damage that you've done, which puts him onto 4 wounds, and I've got 5 energy.
I gain 1 power.
Yep.
Is that in total? Have I done 1?
No, you've done 2 damage altogether.
Wow.
Or 3. You did 3, but you did 2 with the first one, which doesn't give you any extra power. Right, I'm just going to go with Crossbones. So my first activation is to shake that, because I've got to. And then I'm actually going to hit Natasha.
Are you within 3?
I'm within 2, which I think is bad. Yes, I'm within 2, which is bad, but it is what it is.
It's martial artist, and when she's defending against a physical or energy attack target within 2, this character adds blanks in its defense roll to total success. You need to be in 3 to attack her at all.
Yep.
So that's good. What you attacking with?
Overpower, so it costs me 2 power to use it.
And is this physical?
It is physical. Unfortunately, that's all Crossbones has. So, 5 attacks in total. 1 crit. So that is 4 hits and a wild. The wild throw, if the target character is size 2 or less before damage is dealt, this character may throw small. So I need to look at the directions where I can throw a character. So I can't see where it specifies what direction you throw a character. For push or pull, I can see the 90-degree angles, but hopefully I'm doing this correctly. I'm going to throw her small, away from the objective, right? And into the truck. So you would actually suffer 1 damage as a result of that.
I'm an idiot.
Why?
Because I've got a
Tactic.
And if 2 of mine are within 3 inches of the same enemy, the allied characters can spend a point each, and the enemy character rolls 2 fewer dice on all attacks this round. If that's, it was in front of us.
It's the first time we've really used the Team Tactics cards, so yes, that would have been good because I would have only rolled 3 attack dice. Either way, you still get to do your defense, and then you suffer 1 additional damage because of the throw.
Sorry, what was it? Physical.
Physical, yep. I did 4 damage in total.
She only gets 3 dice.
But she counts blanks, doesn't she?
Yes.
So that would be 2 that you failed, so you'd suffer 2 damage, plus 1 damage for being pushed into this.
Ouch.
So 3. Does that knock her out?
Yeah, she's only got 4.
Oh, that's awfully convenient.
She drops this, that.
She does indeed. I'm going to put it there. I would love to get Crossbones onto it, but unfortunately I had to shrug. So does that mean Widow's dazed?
Yep.
Uh-oh. And he's done. So we've still got Cap. Widow now can't go.
No.
And I've got Ock to go after Cap.
So, before we moved on, I had a quick look, and I'm going to play this tactic, which is unaffiliated and mission objective, it's called.
Yep.
If a character is going to drop an asset token or a civilian token, they may spend 2 powers to play this card, and it can give the token it was going to drop to an allied character within 2. Cabal was within 2, so instead of dropping it, I'm using that power, which is, I don't need it because she's dazed. Just giving it to Cabal instead of letting it go free.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I am up next with Cap. Right, so Cap is doing nothing. Basically, he can't reach with any of these ranged weapons, so I would have to move him to be in range, but then I lose this. Yeah, he's not in range of Crossbones.
Okay,
either.
just out.
Yep. It's a game of objectives. You've got 4...
4 cubes and 1 Extremist.
That's getting you a lot of points this turn. I've only got 1 cube and I've got me 3...
2.
Yes, sorry. So, I'm just going to leave him there to get this point.
Yep.
I'm going first in the next round because you've still got Doc Ock to go now. So, hopefully, it'll work. I'll get some...
Absolutely. So, here's the problem. I kind of need to leave him here because he's on the objective. Moving Ultron as far up as where I did probably wasn't a good shout. The problem that I've got, right, is Zemo's going to drop both cubes. If I could get Doc over there now, but then I sacrifice a point now. And if I'm honest, I think I might struggle after this next turn, so I'm going to stick with Doc. But I think what I will do, though, is...
push him forward a little bit.
Just push him forward a little bit, yeah.
Right then, I think it's time for clean-up.
However, he does have a range 4 attack.
Oh, of course. No.
Nope, can't hit anybody.
Like, it's exactly like cap him, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's turn.
It is.
So I hold 4 cubes and 1 Extremist, so I score 5 points, putting me at a total of 8.
I hold 1 cube and 2
Extremists, putting Lucy at 9.
So,
and Lucy gets first turn here.
Yep.
So
what happens? Everything's reset. All the markers that have been means we've done our activations, and any dazed are wiped off. But we flip their coins. I don't know about other characters that we haven't got, but most of, especially mine, don't really change. I think the only one that does is Cap gains. I can do this all day.
Tony gains the Unibeam when he's injured. Yeah, he gets an extra attack.
No, he doesn't.
He does. He gets the Unibeam. One of his attacks is totally different.
Oh, yes, he does. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Some of the wounds characteristics change as well. So, yeah, in the power phase now, everybody generates a power. So, Skull goes up to 3. Ultron goes up to 3 but takes a wound. Conveniently, Crossbones takes 1 wound. Oh, no, he's got 6, so he's not dead. He will actually gain 2 power. 1 for, just being normal, and then 1 for the extra from the cube. Doc generates 1 power, no damage. Zemo, however, takes 2 wounds. But he does generate 3 power.
But that dazes him, so he can't do anything until the next turn.
No, so he wouldn't gain 3 power because I generate 1 and then I generate 1 for each cube. Yeah, that's right.
But then you drop.
But then I drop them both. Now, normally it's the opposing player. So Lucy, would you care to select where to put Zemo's cubes? Right there?
Do these get shrugged?
No.
Right.
Spidey's does because he was dazed and you lose all tokens. But technically Zemo would now lose it because he's now dazed.
Yeah. So, that's so nice to do that because now I don't need to worry about him at all. But I can't kill him because after he loses the wounds, on this side of the card, they're removed. But I can't do that because
no.
So I think I have to go first. It has to be Spidey.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Iron Man first because I like to change my mind. What I'm gonna do is move him. I'm gonna fire one of his guns and then move him. I know I said I was gonna go with Spidey, but if I move Iron Man, he's further away from you to attack. So he's going to first shoot with Repulsor Blaster at... let's go with Ultron. Hang on. What is Doc Ock's energy?
Energy defense, 3. Ultron and Doc are both 3.
Nice, yeah. I'll go with Ultron because he's scarier.
Okay.
And I gain points equal to the number of damage I do.
So you get 3 hits.
hits.
This is an Ultron, yeah? 3
Uh-huh.
power.
6.
I take all 3.
Yep. Woohoo! Can you reroll because of Zemo? Or
No,
Vegetable?
Zemo has to be within 2 inches.
Okay.
So no rerolls, unfortunately. So that was 3 damage. That does put me up to 7 power on Ultron,
And I gain 3 power because of that. And I didn't roll a wild, so I can't push him.
Now, are you definitely going to move him? Or do you want to use the uni beam because Ultron's almost flipped? And you could hurt Ock at the same time.
What?
Zemo's not doing anything this turn.
I'm going to risk it.
I don't think he could take Spidey in one go. But you could flip Ultron here.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. So the attack he gains, it does cost 4 power. I am up to 5, but it'll only cost 3. So I'm back down to 2.
Yep.
Because of Cap, obviously.
And it's beam 5.
Yeah. So I can get both of them.
You can't see from that angle, but it is over both. There. So you would roll your attacks against each one. So we'll do Ultron first.
Yep, and this is energy. Oh my
1 hit.
word.
Do you get any rerolls or anything with that?
No, it just ignores line of sight and you don't get the benefit of cover.
Wow.
How many
1.
wounds has he got?
You need to do 2.
Oh.
Blocked.
Oh.
And then Doc.
Oh, yes.
You roll 1 crit.
So this is the crit. It was a blank. 6.
6.
All hit.
And I get 3 defense.
Take all 6.
All 6, yeah.
Does that flip him?
Flipped him.
It wasn't all bad then.
But how nice would that have been to flip Ultron as well? Uni Beam's so good if you can get it off.
I know.
It does mean that you're probably now going to have to use Spidey though to grab them objectives, doesn't it?
That's okay, because that's okay. I know you're probably just going to run Red Skull up, but it'll mean a double movement, which won't. Oh, will allow you. Oh, I don't know. You've got 2 days players before they're going to attack, so I'm feeling.
And if I don't go with Crossbones now, he's going to be dazed as well.
Have you seen my rolling?
So I'm going to go. Crossbones now has 7 power, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use Haymaker. The next strike or overpower attack by this character adds 3 dice to its attack roll. I'm also going to use overpower as well, so it's going to cost me a total of 6 power, dropping me to 1. Right, here we go. So overpower gives me 5 attacks. Haymaker gives me an extra 3. I have got 8 attacks on Carol. And how many wounds has she got? 3 left.
4. She has 6.
6 in total. So I need to do 4 damage here.
If this was an energy attack, oh, it's so good if it was energy, but
That's not great. 3, 4 plus 1 crit. 5.
She only has 3 defense against physical.
All fail.
Yeah.
So I would do 5 damage, but I do 4. So you do gain 4 power. You become dazed. I don't generate any power from this. However, I can throw you small, Lucy. So I'm going to throw you straight back that way.
Do I drop the thingy?
Yes, you would, because you were dazed. So
I wish you could use the tactic cards.
you've already done it.
I know, I wish I could do it again.
So of course I would drop that there. Conveniently, Lucy, I only have 1 power left. So can you guess what I'm doing?
Yep.
And then, can you guess what I'm doing now?
Running?
Quite possibly, because if I move forward onto that objective, Widow is going to take me out. I've run away. I've run away. It means that Widow will have to spend a movement to come towards me, but I've still got Ultron to activate, so I'm hoping that I can get him here and then pick them up if she kills him.
Right, I'm going with Spidey next.
So Crossbones would have actually had 2 power. He would gain 1 from Master of Evil, which is the Cabal trait. So because I did damage, I get
Yep,
1 power
yep,
anyway.
yep.
So, Spidey?
Yes, absolutely. So he's just going to go pop. Spending 2.
2
Give
power.
us 6
Yep.
to pick them up.
Mhm.
And he's going to use...
I'll give you a clue. He's got 2 wounds left.
but he's not within range. Oh no.
You can do a full movement, you know, and interact along the way, I think.
Oh, hang on. Okay, so we did a little fiddle around. I moved him further over. He's still within an inch of the doodad, but he is now within 3 of Ultron for Tears Web, which... Yep, so he gets 6 attack, and this is energy.
And how many power does this cost you?
1, 2, but 1 because of cap.
Yep.
Let's go. You do gain the stun special.
So...
Hit, and so...
And then 1 crit, so you get the re-roll. Wow, okay.
6.
I have 3 defense dice.
Come on. Yay!
Unsurprisingly, that causes that to take all of his damage.
Woohoo!
So I would gain 2 extra power, puts him up to 9.
We have knocked so many of each other's characters out this
It's
turn.
always turn
Yep.
turn 3 that we found. That will daze Ultron. He will drop his cube, Lucy.
Woohoo!
So where do you want it? Within 2?
Put it there. I might run cap up.
You could run and then probably attack Skull.
Because I'm gaining the point by picking that up and knocking some wounds off one of you.
Well, you could possibly... Seeing that, Widow can probably take Crossbones, and then Cap can probably start whittling away at him.
That's my plan.
Good shout, good shout. So
you next, you only have Red Skull
I
left.
do. So Skull is going straight for Spidey with Cosmic Blast.
I'm guessing that's energy.
It is energy. That is a wild and 1 hit. So because I rolled a wild, before damage is dealt, the target character loses 1 power for each wild in the attack roll, and I gain 1. So it cost me 1 to do that, but I've gained 1 straight away.
And my defense rolls. Remember, I can re-roll 2 of these.
So re-roll the 2 hits.
Which I take 1 damage.
No, because I only had 2 successfuls. You blocked 2.
Oh yes, sorry, yes.
I got a power. I didn't do any damage to you, so I was hoping to get an extra power through Master of Evil for that, so that I could use Unleash the Cube. I can't, so Cosmic Blast again. I get 1 hit and a crit. I get 3 hits in total, Lucy.
So re-roll that one. This is me free re-roll.
Yeah.
No,
And then you get an extra dice for the crit.
So that's
So
2.
2, which means I do 1 damage.
Yep.
So it cost me 1 to use that. This doesn't generate damage itself. That in its turn, because of Master of Evil, gives me 1 extra, and he is done. Which I believe now just leaves you with Cap and Widow.
I'm going to go straight with Cap. Movement small. I'm going to spend 1 of his points to pick that up, so he is now down to 2. And let's get some measuring done. So 4. Oh.
You can't hit them.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, would you say?
Yep, you're in.
So this is a shield throw. This target ignores line of sight and the defending character does not benefit the cover. If I roll a wild, I get the ricocheted, which is I can attack someone else within range.
What's the range of that ricochet?
3, but
Everyone's dazed.
So, still 4 attacks.
So 2 hits.
Yep.
Physical, is it?
Yep.
I get 4 defense. I actually only roll 1, so I take 1 damage. So that puts me up to 4 power, and I take 1 wound. And I believe that is Cap's activation.
It is, yep. And I'll go with Widow next. Okay, so I've moved her as far as I could while still holding the I can't remember what these are.
Extremist.
Extremist. So my second is going to be to shoot her pistol, which is the only thing that will reach at Crossbones.
I'm just thinking the correct play here would have been have Cap shoot him because he's only got 1 wound, drop both them, and then have Widow double move onto them.
See, I didn't. I'm not.
We learn.
And I'm not really looking at what wounds you have left.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm still trying to learn. So anyway, never mind. This is Natasha.
So this is a pistol, yeah?
Yep, that is 3, please.
So I have 4 physical defense. I block 1.
So it goes through.
Goes through anyway.
Doesn't make much
But,
difference. Oh,
well, it does because obviously you're going to put them there anyway, I guess.
2, please. That's not 2.
Oh, sorry.
Nah.
Actually, hang on. You can put them there.
How close do you have to be to pick them up?
1. So wait there. That's within 2. That's within 1. That was lucky.
I will spend 2 to pick them up.
There you go.
And that, I believe, is that turn. Wait, the doodad.
Can you believe you dazed 4 of my characters that turn?
That was awesome. But you did a lot to me the turn
Oh yeah,
before.
absolutely. So at the end of that turn in the cleanup phase, I score nothing. Not a thing.
Yeah, because Doc's dazed.
Lucy scores 5 simply for controlling 5 cubes, which will put her at 14.
And 1, 2.
Which actually puts it at 16.
Game over.
Game over after 3 turns.
Wow.
In fairness, we haven't gone past 3 turns in any of our games.
No.
That actually, I felt like that actually went quite smooth. That was hopefully a decent game. That was quite brutal.
Yeah. I mean, turn 1 was pretty meh. Turn 2 was brutal for you.
Yeah.
And, wait, no, you were brutal towards me. And turn 3, my Avenger just went, okay.
So when we go into turn 4 now, Carol would flip over. Lucy would have 4 injured heroes and Cap still fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I would flip all of mine. So I would have Zemo, Doc, Crossbones and Ultron injured but no damage, and Red Skull would take 1 wound. So actually, hero-wise, we're in a pretty similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to do half as many things I wanted to do there because I've got Follow Me, which allows me to use 6 power. Obviously, he can generate power really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could have immediately activated Zemo straight after him.
You did that in the practice game.
That's what I'm trying to do there. I've also got Cosmic Invigoration as well. I can remove the activated token.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I could have built his power, had him shoot once, activate him immediately.
Yeah.
Do his Steel Rush to charge within 2, and then I've activated. Cool. I'll pay another 3 power and go. Actually, Zemo's going to attack again.
Yeah. I'm surprised I actually did use some of the tactics. I thought I would forget about them, like we usually do in Sigmar. But I think I played them too. I did use pretty well. I was trying.
The one to pass the cube over from Carol to Widow was pretty clutch. And then I think the idea of moving Tony.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't pay off.
Because I'm all bad. Yeah.
But like that would have been so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I really wanted to use the disarm.
Which is reduce the number of attacks.
Yeah.
Which, had she remembered, would have been clutch against Crossbones when I was fighting both of them down here. That would have been really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a really good card to play next to him or Ultron.
It's only 1 point each.
So now that you've played, this is what, our 4th game?
We don't count the first one because I didn't have a clue.
So this is technically our 3rd game.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the game itself so far?
I am enjoying it. My biggest thing now is because I'm remembering more of each character.
Yeah.
When it comes to the dice,
Mm-hmm.
I know what each does, but it's like you rolled X amount, but this and this, you
Yeah.
took this amount of damage. It's like, ooh, I'm
Yeah.
still struggling with that.
Yeah.
I am enjoying it, especially now I'm getting the hang of some characters. And I did enjoy using the tactics. I wish I could use them more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of them are really good. When I was deploying, I did want to keep Iron Man and Cap closer.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew Spidey couldn't handle Red Skull and Zemo coming at him.
I think I tried to keep Skull and Zemo together because I knew I wanted the power from Skull to feed Zemo to double attack and activate. But I think really what I should have done is kept them more central to support these, because Zemo gives everybody a reroll.
Yeah, yeah.
But
you did that the last game, and because you moved forward and left Red Skull back on the objective, he was getting you 1 point per turn. But look at all that power.
He couldn't do anything. Yeah, exactly. So I think we'll continue probably with the same characters and then just swap like one or two out now and again, because there's so much to remember for each character.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I rated Black Widow over everyone.
She for threat level 2, she only costs 2 points to take. She's defensive. She's quick.
But in all of the times I've used her, I've been really great with that.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to pull some nice tricks.
Mm-hmm.
This one, she was sort of not great because I didn't have the chance, but I really love Black Widow.
And if you consider as well, when you draw your missions against your opponent and stuff, if you've got 2 threat level left, she's really good just to throw in, run out. Like, she can grab 2 of them and then run away.
Yeah.
Easily.
Which is what I did in one game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just ran back.
Absolutely. And then obviously then she can move back onto a back objective and she can sit there because you can't target her unless you're within 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you get within 2, she counts blanks.
Yeah.
So I think she is very, very good for power 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. There'll definitely be more. We'll have a few more battle reports with just these 10 characters until we've got maybe a whole team, or just swap. Like you could quite easily add Hulk or Thor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I can probably swap like Ultron out for MODOK or Venom or something, and still get by.
Let us know if we made any mistakes or little errors, because obviously we're just learning.
I think we got, other than maybe missing rules on cards, I think we played the mechanics correctly.
Yep. And I did enjoy that.
Yeah!